Well, we're gonna hear an explanation from my son about the Titanic that I don't know, but this kid knows more than I do. Okay, let's begin with Daniel. How the Titanic went down.
Well, it struck an iceberg in 1912. That's when the collision was. Let's say this is an iceberg. It hit down on the front deck and scratched over here to this line. So after that collision, the compartments start to flood up. And when the compartments start to flood up, that's when she starts to sink. And when they started building the Titanic, which 2 people died from building it, they hit it so many times, like 1,000 bolts had been damaged and it was still sailing, but after the collision, it just ripped apart. And a lot of people died. 1,500 people went into the sea. And the stern is where, and this part is where they can see a lot of stuff. This is the crow's nest. They have a little bell over here, this is the crow's nest. So when they watched for collision, after they saw the iceberg, they had a little phone to call from, and the man was right here, which is Mr. Murdoch was there. So he ran up and told them an iceberg, and the man was calling from the crow's nest that they saw an iceberg, and then a man just turned the wheel, but it was too late, and the ship started to shudder.
Like that?
After that collision, a lot of people died, and this lifeboat was missing.
Which one?
This lifeboat.
And where's that at now?
At the bottom, really deep into the sand. And in 2001, September 11th, 2001, there was a submarine was looking for stuff on Titanic, but then it got destroyed and a lot of water flooded, and it went so deep into the ocean that the submarine had to put nose. After this part has been ripped up, they put signs there, and why the lifeboats, why the funnels have been destroyed is because the water was like heavy, so the string starts to rip apart, and that's why the funnels. And they have ladders. They clean the funnels from deck to deck to deck to deck. And
where are the boilers located?
Oh, the boilers are located, and there's many boilers in each boiler room.
Okay.
Boiler 1, boiler 2, boiler 3, boiler 4, boiler 5, boiler 6. Each boiler room has 12 boilers inside, and that's the collision right there. That's how Titanic is right now. 100 years since it sank. And it all started in 1912. And
who built the Titanic?
Thomas Andrews. And the owner who bought it was Bruce Ismay.
Okay.
And there was a captain. The captain was named Captain Smith. Captain A.J. Smith. And he was a millionaire captain.
Really?
And the reason the ship had anchors to stop the ship from, and the propeller, the machine that moves the propellers were over here, and after the collision in 100 years, the propellers are still there, and after the break, it was still there after the collision, and this started to break, and it fell to the right side, and this one had fell onto this deck, and it was 100 years later. People found out Titanic, and it was found a long time ago.
Where's the where they were dancing on the movie? Where's that place at?
Dancing at dinner.
Dancing. Where's that? The music hall, or how do you call it?
This is the Grand Staircase.
Oh, is that what it is?
The most famous staircase in the world, and Titanic was the greatest ship ever built.
Really?
And this
which year that was built?
The Titanic was started in 1910. That's when they started building.
1910, and then when they finished?
They finished in 1912.
Oh, okay.
2 years.
Okay.
So, when the collision happened,
Where was first class?
First class was over here,
Where?
and these white ones,
Uh-huh.
and all the way to this part. And second class is over here, which is a little bit fancy. First class is really fancy. Third class was at the bottom, and this is where the workers work. The red compartment. So all the glass had break except for some in the first class, and the dining rooms are somewhere in some of these glass, and this is where they walk and try to get on a lifeboat.
Where?
This is where they when they try to jump onto a lifeboat,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of people jump from this deck all the way from this deck to here, all the way back there. And when the stern rises, a man jumped and hit his legs over here to his death over in the propellers.
That wasn't too nice. How many lifeboats were there in the
30.
30?
30 lifeboats.
How many people survived after the collision?
There was 30 lifeboats, but one was missing.
Which is?
This one.
And it's
So it's 21 lifeboats has been sailed. But this one has been straight like the others, but this one over here on the other side has been upside down, and a lot of men were on it. And a man fell, and he hit his legs over here where the turning thing was.
The propellers.
No, not the propellers. This part, which is actually made out of hard metal, and this was made out of really, really hard metal.
Okay.
So this is where they say goodbye back here from here, and this is where they see people who are in trouble.
What happened over here? You said there was a part that it's meant to hold the ship in case it goes down. But
that holds the ship?
How do they call it?
The keel. It's called the keel. That holds the ship together. But after
In
the
case
collision,
what?
In case the ship sinks, but it couldn't hold it. So when after
The reason why they didn't hold it because the bolts that you're talking about,
Yeah.
that they hit it so hard, so the bolts when they
after it struck here and a little bit over here, so water started to flood from these two compartments, but mostly here. So after the stern rises, when there was 2 funnels left, that's the keel couldn't hold it because the heavy water was from here. So after it break, the crack was over here from this cranker all the way to the other cranker, and then down to the keel. She split it right down to the keel.
Oh, that's a good explanation, Daniel. You know more than I do. But thank you. Appreciate it. Do you have anything else that you would like to add about the Titanic? Who built this Titanic for you and why you like it so much?
Well, this is not the actual Titanic, but it's a model. It's at Hobby Lobby.
But you know everything about it. You actually know every place.
And the workers' cabins are over here and over here. That's where they work. And White Star Line built the Titanic. And there was another ship called Olympic, but she hit a boat by accident, so they had to repair. And that's when Titanic started to sail.
Oh.
Titanic had 4 sisters: Titanic, Olympic, the British Titanic, and there's a ship that starts with G. Titanic.
Okay. You've been studying a lot of the Titanic. You should be an historian. Is that what you want to be when you grow up, or you just like Titanic so much?
Well, as you can see, the Titanic was like a long time ago. These windows lead to the grand staircase.
Which
But
one?
unfortunately, the grand staircase did flood apart, and it did break. The glass dome just break, and a bunch of water flow, and 67 people died from the glass dome.
Really? Okay, well, thank you, Daniel. Thank you for that explanation. And
Titanic was built in England, and it was sailing to America, to New York, and this is the White Star Line flag.
okay, well, thank you
So
very much, Daniel. And hope we can hear about some more Titanic tomorrow. Okay, thank you, and you have a great day.